The August 5th document, a true document or a typesetter's error. Those photographs will be at the end of this. You can just go to them if you want. But here's my case that it is an actual document, or could be at least. The legislature is in session back east. On May 28th, the Congress issues an order to march on Utah. On July 18th, this march starts. Now, the Mormons have members in Congress, so it's realistic to assume that that message would then be transmitted to the Mormons in short order, starting in late May. The story goes that O.P. Rockwell rides into Salt Lake City area on the 24th, bringing this news for the first time. You've got issues like Doctrine and Covenants 132, which gives you the polygamy revelation, which nullifies your marriage and your contract, and defines innocent blood, and threatens his wife with murder. But right next to that you have Revelation 101, which was in the book until 1876, when it was simply removed without comment. So D and C 101 is the ridiculous contradictory claim next to 132 that says one man shall have one wife in case of, you can read it yourself. R.N. Baskin. The provisions of the two following acts of the territorial legislature were the first to draw my attention. An act for the regulation of attorneys. No person or persons employing counsel in any of the courts of the territory shall be compelled by process of law to pay the counsel. Now, I know most of us would like that, but So that was the law then. Voting, marked ballots, and absurd election law. Each elector shall provide himself with a vote containing the names of the persons he wishes elected and the offices he would have them fill, and present it neatly folded to the judge of election, who shall number and deposit it in the ballot box. These are all marked. Many Mormons expressed to me a desire to vote the liberal ticket, but refrained from doing so because their marked ballots would disclose the fact and subject them to so on. Well known that these people enter into conspiracies. The Mountain Meadows Massacre is one of these conspiracies. It involves, not just the 50 plus people that are doing the shooting, but all the people behind them that know. All the people on the road up north, if you will. This isn't something that's just sort of hid under a basket. It takes a lot of people in a concerted effort to do this. Baskin again. There is no doubt in my mind that all such cases were inspired by the throat-cutting sermons and oath-bound covenants of the Mormon Church. The bloodthirsty spirit revealed by these sermons and oath-bound covenants conclusively shows that their authors had vengeful and malignant hearts. To call an organization which sermons were tolerated and afterwards reproduced and perpetrated in its official publications. All of this stuff is published all over the place. But somehow, when the Fanchers came to town and arrived in the Salt Lake City Valley, that didn't make the news. If a guy came into town on a horse with a buggy, that was in the news. Anyone coming into Utah made the news, except the Fancher train. So here's an instance of something not being published. Governor Harding gave a speech, and it was a little harsh on polygamy, and it was in front of the entire legislature. Well, the Mormons get upset, and they refuse to post it at all. They refuse to publish it. So Congress gets involved, and it says 1,000 of them should be published. But it doesn't happen. So after that, on January 14th of 1863, the legislature in Utah has a bill changing the county seats, and they decide they want to have their territorial business on the third Monday of May. Okay, this is before Judge Waite gets assigned to Washington County, which is where the Mountain Meadows Massacre is. So the legislature then concludes they did not want court held in that district until the fall. They accordingly passed a bill providing further things to hold the court at St. George on Monday, October 3rd. But they'd already passed a bill for May. So what do? The author of the bill goes back, erases the word May, and writes in October, and then puts it back in. Well, this is seen. So, this had been written by one of the clerks of the House of Representatives. The governor, after signing the bill, inadvertently, I don't believe so, returned it to the legislature, and it had been sent from that body over to the secretary's office, which was the wrong way to go, which I think was intentional. It helped delay uncovering the truth. All right, so now the governor finds out. That is, Brigham Young finds out. And he sends a message to the legislature, calling their attention to the forgery. But they just ignore it and produce more people saying, oh no, how dare you accuse us? So they just lie in the face of the evidence.